It's a lot of work, and every one of the undergraduates knows that it's a lot of work to go from 0 to 44 in less than 2 years. But just it's a bit of a roller coaster, and you're fighting all kinds of naysayers on campus and in the community sometimes, and you're also trying to lead a group of men, your peers, who you don't really know that well, all of them, but yet you've been elected to lead them, and it's a challenge, but it's also an iron sharpening iron kind of situation. And Sean has done a phenomenal job in leading this chapter, and so Sean, thank you.
I'm Sean Sullivan. I have become good friends with, if you are the fortunate parent of someone in this room that is, I call my brother, then we'll meet soon. And thank you for coming tonight. We appreciate your support as well as your wallets. We understand that that is one of the biggest burdens, but just to talk a little bit about the history of what brought us here, as many people have alluded to, you may not know, but we've been here since the spring semester of 2010, and Eric was in a position where he was able to start the Buddy Brigade, and we have with us tonight Ms. Kristen Rowing, who is the teacher in that classroom that we volunteer in. It is a classroom where we volunteer with 3 to 5-year-old autistic children, and we've discovered that that has been one of the most beneficial and probably my favorite part of ATO. So we hope to eventually get every single man involved in that at some point, in some way or another. But from there, we started Pictures with Santa. We started to try to create some other social service, community service, social type things while maintaining a GPA that was acceptable and trying to recruit more men. And as Wynn alluded to, we had a lot of naysayers. There was a lot of people who said we couldn't do it, whether it was alumni, advisors from other places, and some outside sources who didn't believe that we could get such a large number of men to join our fraternity at such a small campus. So that was one of our biggest challenges, but as you can see, you look around and we not only recruited the right number of men, but we recruited the right men. So we were thankful to be able to focus on quality, not just quantity. So that is something that we are extremely thankful for, and we realize that this group here, although we have laid the foundation, should continue to remain involved when we graduate and through the rest of our time here. I was talking today with Dan Weedman, our chaplain, and we used the analogy of a house. We've done a very good job at digging the hole, laying the concrete, that's the foundation, and kind of putting the outer shell of what we would like the fraternity to look like. Kind of did the grunt work. This group right here did the grunt work. The work that's not that fun. You can't really, make it the way you would like to make it just yet, but we've put ourselves in a position where now we can make this the best fraternity on campus, the best fraternity in the state, and eventually top chapter. That's our goal. We've talked about that multiple times, and we believe that we've got the right tools right now put in place where we could do that. We have a pretty decent GPA. Obviously, we'd like it to be higher. I'd like to shoot for what did we mistake it for? 3.52 the other day, yeah. And show Emory who's boss. Yeah, the other school that starts with an E, Elmhurst. But now we have a new group of men coming into positions at the change of the semester who now have the tools to add on to this house, to make different rooms within this house, and to a joke that has kind of come out of a speech I gave last year. I referred to trees and shrubbery in the incoming freshman class's speech about how you make your house look, and obviously the trees and shrubbery and the grooming on the outside of the house is what people judge if your house is going to be a nice house or not. So we've done a pretty good job of making that land barren. So Jim, if you could come in and plant some trees and shrubbery, that would be great. But one of our strong suits, and one of the things that we are so thankful for to have developed in such a short period of time with such a large group, is we have all become friends. I don't hang out with anyone that's not in ATO, not because that's just who I see the most. In fact, these are the guys who I don't get to see that often, because as we've talked about, we're involved in so many other things. We're all so very busy that when I have 30 minutes to myself, I choose to call someone from ATO, choose to hang out with someone from ATO, go grab lunch with one of my brothers because it's who I want to hang out with. We're all like-minded people who want to do the same things. And I've been so thankful that we have not, like I mentioned before, not just recruit numbers, but 44 quality men. And today we were able to welcome Ron Vincent, who has opened his house multiple times, the father of Eric Vincent and the brother of Theta Mu alumni Rich Vincent. And we've been very thankful to add him. And he's another guy who, if you guys have not met him at some point, raise your hand. Why don't you? There he is. That guy right there, a good-looking guy right there. So at some point, go over and shake his hand because he's all about the handshakes, which you guys learned today. But when we came on campus, our biggest goal, the only goal, really, I mean, you know, there's a lot of subcategories and things that we needed to do to achieve this goal, but our biggest goal was to set trends. We wanted to break the mold. We wanted to be different. We didn't want to fall into the stereotypes of other fraternities or even go back to the ways of old that got ATO in trouble and eventually caused us to leave. And we've done that. As we mentioned, I think we're in every male sport on this campus except for one. We are in countless other clubs and organizations. We spend hours doing community service and hours in the classroom as well that has paid off. And we're breaking the mold. And that's one of the things that I'm the most proud of, is it's so easy to fall into the norm. And it's so easy to become just like everybody else. But we've continued to fight that and continue to be different and continue to push for not excellence as what others would see it, but as we would like to see it. And that's the biggest thing, I think. Is I'm in a program right now with Ian Crone. We don't know what to call it, but we're calling it the Men's Club right now. It's an initiative that we're kind of pushing for to kind of break the mold of the standard of the man, the EC man and the men that we see around our country. Everyone's setting the bar down here, and people are becoming complacent. And the thing that I'm thankful for is we have 44 men who were initiated in ATO today who will never be complacent. And that is why ATO is America's leadership development fraternity, because we all are developing into leaders, because we are not complacent, and we don't stop moving forward. And that is also due in large part to everyone in this room who was not a member of ATO, who was not initiated today. We had people like my sister from another mister, Eileen Sullivan, helping us out throughout the way, Desiree Novak, Liz Doyle, or Elizabeth Doyle rather, Ian Crone, Paul Crone, Bev McNulty, countless people, I could name them, we'd be here all night, who have just continued to help us and push us forward. And when we were down, as in any group or organizations, we have our lows, we have our highs, they continue to push us forward and continue to not let us become complacent. So we received endless support from both our national headquarters and both the faculty, staff, administration that makes up Elmhurst College. And they weren't there only to pat us on the back. As the saying goes, people want to pat your back when you're on top, but no one wants to help you up when you're down. And the beautiful thing about the group of people who is here supporting us tonight, parents, friends, and the people that I just listed, they were the first ones to help us out whenever anything didn't go the way that we expected. So I want to thank all of you for that. And I mean, if there was something that we could do to give back to you guys, you know that we would, but we're just going to try to do the best that we can and not prove you guys wrong. So once again, thank you for coming tonight. Gentlemen, congratulations. This is what we've been working for a year and a half. So now let's take a deep exhale and figure out how to improve. I don't have any ideas. So jokes aside, gentlemen, congratulations. Let's enjoy it. Thank you for coming. Lemon squares are phenomenal. Rue Rodrigo.